Super Hero Critic, and I realize, once again in the year of 2019, it's been a while, but what can I say when depression takes over and you've moved twice in 1 year? That being said, we are back, and it's time to look at one of the most successful animated movies of 2018, Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse. There's not much more I could say that hasn't already been said by many other critics. The movie is amazing. It's got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. And other than that, let's just dive into it. We begin with narration, Peter, in a montage of who Spider-Man is and what he does.
I saved a bunch of people, fell in love, saved the city, and then I saved the city again, and again, and again, and again. And I did this. We don't really talk about this.
Spider-Man 3 still gives me the case of what the fuck. The montage continues talking about how there is only one Spider-Man before we jump to Miles Morales, who is late to his new school, where everyone seems to be in love with him, and his good mood is stopped when he trips and ends up being taken to school by his dad. The two then argue over his schooling, and his dad tries to embarrass him.
No, Dad. See you Friday.
You gotta say I love you back.
Dad, are you serious?
I wanna hear it.
You want to hear me
I
say
love
it?
you, Dad.
You're dropping me off out of
I
school?
love you, Dad.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy. Tie your shoes, please.
Just gonna throw this out there. I am 100% that parent right there. I will do that to my kids one day. The school day continues, and we see the stressfulness of private schooling as Miles struggles with everyday challenges. When he is late for his class and a terrible joke, his teacher assigns him a personal assignment of who he wants to be as a person. Miles then goes to visit his uncle, who, after them talking about girls and seeing his graffiti work, he takes him to a secluded spot to let him showcase his artistic work.
Drip? Because if you do, that's cool, but if you don't, you gotta keep it moving.
That's intentional.
Wow.
Is it too crazy?
No, man.
Hey Miles, you missed the spot. During the painting session, however, a spider from Alchemy X drops down and bites Miles on the hand, and the next morning Miles then meets Gwen, who is just as confused as he is about how to talk to people.
Am I doing this in slow motion, or does it just feel that way?
I'm kidding. It's Wanda, no G. That's crazy.
Hey.
What begins next is a montage of all of Miles' powers activating at once, from the film turning more into a comic book with thought boxes appearing and his inner monologue getting louder, to him sticking to walls and objects including Gwen's hair and the security office door, until he lands in his room and figures out what's going on.
Wait. How could there be two Spider-Men? There can't be two Spider-Men. Can there?
Oh, trust me, Miles. There is way more than just the two of you. Way more. Miles is, of course, freaked out and heads back to the subway station to find the spider, only for him to get dragged into a battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, who is trying to open a portal into another dimension. After saving Miles' life, Spidey realizes they are similar through their spider senses. The fight scene continues as the Prowler joins and Kingpin starts up his machine in order to show what it is capable of doing, as the Goblin shoves Spidey's head into the stream. I have the a feeling that's gonna fuck up a lot of things. After the explosion, Miles finds an injured Spidey who begs him to help and destroy the collider, but before he can, Kingpin shows up and kills Peter, forcing Miles to run for his life as the Prowler chases him down all around the city until Miles makes it safely home, hoping his parents will understand as the news alerts them and the city about Spider-Man's death.
Our hero Spider-Man is gone.
My husband, Peter Parker, was an ordinary person. He always said it could have been anyone behind the mask. He was just the kid who happened to get bit.
I'm going to miss him.
Yeah.
We were friends, you know.
Can I return it if it doesn't fit?
It always fits. Eventually.
Rest in peace, Stanley. We all love you. As Miles joins the audience of the memorial for Peter Parker, he takes Mary Jane's words to heart, and we get a web-swinging practice montage. Okay, that was pretty funny. During the montage, Miles falls and breaks the device given to him by Peter, and Miles visits Peter's gravesite to apologize for screwing things up, only for what it seems to be another Peter showing up. We then get another montage of who this Peter is, revealing that he's an older version who has been doing it way longer than the Miles Universe's Peter, who then reveals he was sucked into Miles' dimension via wormhole.
You see, I was in New York, but things were different. Also, I was dead. And blonde. I was kind of perfect. It was like looking in a mirror. I have a feeling that the thing that brought me here was the thing that got him killed. You want to know what happened next? Me too. Who are you?
I bet him traveling from one dimension
gave him a shocker to his systems.
What's going on? Who are you?
I'd ask you the same thing, but I already know the answer. I'm Lexi. I'm another version of you from another Earth. Earth 214. No. Sorry, it's just so hard to keep track of all these Earths. Earth 216, my bad.
If you're me from another dimension, why do you look like my cousin Orion?
Let me rephrase that. I'm the Super Hero Critic of 216. Here you're just a cook at IHOP.
Seeing as I just quit that shitty job...
I've been monitoring the frequencies of every dimension lately, and just something's screwing around with them, and I can't figure out who or what it's doing this. I'm wanting to say it's connected to you somehow, but it just doesn't make sense right now.
Of course I am. There's been mumbo jumbo happening for the past couple of months. I have a feeling it has something to do with the review I'm doing.
I mean, it might have something to do with the review, but I do plan on staying to find out. Mind if I join in?
I don't see why not.
After B. Parker's story, Miles gets chased by the cops, and due to the webbing connecting the two of them together, it starts a chase scene that has them running all over New York until they're finally knocked out by a train. Miles then questions everything that's going on to a tied-up Peter.
Peter Parker.
Because I am Peter Parker.
Then why aren't you dead? And why is your hair different? Why are you older? And why is your body a different shape?
Pretty sure you just called me fat.
No, it's just...
Hey, listen, you don't look so hot either, kid. Most superheroes don't wear their own merch.
Are you a ghost?
No.
Are you a zombie?
Stop it.
Am I a zombie?
You're not even close.
Are you from another dimension? Like a parallel universe where things are like this universe but different? And you're Spider-Man in that universe, but somehow traveled to this universe, but you don't know how?
Wow, that was really just a guess?
Well, we learned about it in physics.
Quantum theory.
This is amazing.
That's a really good guess on what's going on.
I mean, it is based off comics. Someone had to figure out that that's what it was.
What was that?
I think me being here is causing us, me specifically, as well. But that's annoying. If I don't figure out what it is soon, it could be bad for all.
Fuck. After Peter breaks out, the two have a banter about what's going on, and that Peter wants to use the device to get home, seeming selfish and just plain mean. But Miles eventually guilts him into going after Malcolm X together. Once they get there, they come up with a plan done in a quick comic book style page, but the plan changes once Miles realizes Kingpin is in the building.
Miles goes to warn Peter, and we all see the typical comic book bad guy tropes as pointed out by Peter himself.
Watch this. He's gonna say, "You've got 24 hours."
You've got 24 hours.
What this means is there could be a rupture in the space-time continuum.
Ooh, that's bad. Actually, everything she said was bad. I was lying before.
The two try to hack the computer, but end up getting noticed by the scientist. However, this scientist is way too happy to see Spider-Man still alive, and she reveals herself to be someone unexpected.
Can I assume that your friends call you Doc Ock?
My friends actually call me Liv. My enemies call me Doc Ock.
And I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Come on, that's gross.
You're just mad I thought of it before you did, or we did. The chase begins as Miles and Peter run out of the building, being chased by Doc Ock and a shitload of Malcolm X workers, beginning Miles' swinging lesson way faster than it should be. The two almost get away until Peter glitches out, giving Doc Ock the computer. But not all is lost, as another Spidey saves the day.
Hey guys,
Wanda?
it's Gwen, actually.
Oh, you know her. Very cool.
I'm from another dimension. I mean, another dimension.
Woohoo! Spider-Gwen!
And you are...
I'm you, from another dimension. I said the thing that Gwen said.
Why are all the other me's not actually me and just a bunch of other people I know? I feel lonely.
I have no
idea.
Okay, now I'm glitching. We just finish this review and then figure out what's on.
We get our story of how Gwen got sucked into Miles' dimension a week before everything happened, making some timey-wimey things happen. We then get a flashback on why Kingpin is doing what he's doing, seeing his family die in a car crash. Kingpin, of course, is pissed that Spidey is still alive, but Ock reminds him things will be better.
Our trio then head to the Dimension's Aunt May to see about making a new goober device since the one they have is broken. She brings them to the universe's Peter giant spider lair loaded with plenty of Spider-Man Easter eggs, and even more spider people appear.
I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know, I mean, this place is pretentious. 'Cause, you know
Is yours anything like this?
Mine was like this, but take away the Jeep, the plane. Imagine it way smaller. Imagine a futon. I feel sad for this guy.
We meet Spider-Man Noir, who is a black and white detective-style Peter, Penny Parker, who is an anime-style girl from the future with a psychic link to a robot powered by a spider, and Peter Porker, an anthropomorphic pig.
In the wind, it smells like rain.
Hi guys. Konnichiwa. Hajimemashite. Yoroshiku.
This could literally not get any weirder.
It can get weirder. I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet. No other reason.
You know, I wonder if there's any animal versions of me out there.
Hey, don't bring me into this.
The spiders have to figure out how to destroy the collider in order to help everyone get home, but they have no faith in Miles. After a grueling question session that seems to be like how being an adult feels, Miles is embarrassed away from the group for not believing in him. Miles goes to see his uncle, who isn't home, only to find the Prowler, but then finds something out about his uncle he never expected.
I'll find them. You know me, sir. I don't ever quit.
Miles runs back to Aunt May, bringing the goober to the group, only for them to get attacked by all of our sidekick villains, including Scorpion. During the fight, the goober bounces from spider to spider as the baddies try their best to get it. The Prowler eventually catches Miles, only for him to find out he's about to kill his nephew, but can't do it. So Kingpin shoots him.
Nowhere left to run. Miles? Oh, no. Prowler, what are you waiting for? Finish it.
So here is superhero cliche number 1.
What's that?
Now that Miles has a dead relative, he can officially be a superhero.
What she said, or what I said, or whatever.
Miles swings his uncle to safety, and they have the cliche dying mentor to hero talk before Miles' dad tracks him down in the alley. The rest of the group all think Miles can't cut it at all, and B. Parker takes charge by taking the goober and tying Miles up. We then get a father-son bonding moment where Miles' father tells his son he's always been proud and believes he can do anything he can put his mind to. This gives him the courage and strength to break free.
We then get a scene of Miles transforming an old suit of Peter's into his own personal design, and get during this a montage of Miles finally embracing everything. And it is by far one of the best scenes of the film, accompanied with one of the best and most perfectly placed songs on the soundtrack.
A leap of faith.
Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger?
The spiders easily get into Kingpin's building since he is having a party to celebrate them, which is kind of weird. The collider then gets started up as the city falls apart. Doc Ock interrupts the spiders, stopping them from using the goober. Peter is trapped, only for Miles to show up at the last second.
Miles?
Spider-Man?
Wow, Miles! You're doing it on command!
It's about time, right?
The fight ensues and our Spideys do what they can to get the Gooberbort kicking butt and doing what they can to take down the main threat in Doc Ock. Miles finally gets the override working, and one by one all the spiders begin to head home, but not before a flirting scene between Gwen and Miles.
Do I get to like the hairdo now?
You know I'm older than you. 15 months, but it's pretty significant if you ask me.
Well, Einstein said time was relative, right?
Nice.
Friends?
Friends.
Cool.
See you around, Spider-Man.
About it. Swing, 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 swing. He can ruin a Led Zeppelin reunion concert, you know what I mean? Swing, swing, because he hates any music.
With only Peter and Miles left, Kingpin interrupts their fun, and Miles takes over, forcing Peter to go home regardless of what he personally wants. The fight between Miles and Kingpin then officially starts with the two of them tearing each other apart, but it eventually gets to a point where Kingpin has the upper hand. But Miles gives him a shock he'll never forget, saving the day.
Hey.
Hey, Kingpin! Push the green button for me!
With the collider imploded, the surviving villains are arrested, Miles and his dad fix everything between the two of them, and then Miles has his own narration moment given to us as an update on how the rest of the spiders are doing.
I never thought I'd be able to do any of this stuff, but I can. Anyone can wear the mask. You could wear the mask. If you didn't know that before, I hope you do now. Cause I'm Spider-Man.
It had a lot of different art styles, but they all seem to gel together really well. And that's not something should normally happen, but it did. I really liked it, and seeing a lot of universes come together for one movie or something like this, like a big crossover, like the CW has every year. Yes, we have that on 2/16 as well. I like the movie, and it deserves the awards that it got.
Okay, I personally really enjoy this movie. It captures the way that each Spider-Man is supposed to feel. The animation is amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. And overall, I see why it's rated the highest out of all Spider-Man movies, including the original trilogy. So, that being said...
Okay, so first of all, get this out of the way. The music in this movie is fantastic. Like, the scoring is amazing. Every bit of incidental music is perfect and just perfectly matched to the mood of whatever scene it's with. I love it. And then, speaking of styling, the animation. Like, first of all, this movie just looks different from any other animated movie you've ever seen, which is great. And then all of the different characters still look different from each other, too. And then you've got Miles being filmed at a slower frame rate while he's clumsy and learning and not quite there yet. And then he finally gets to the same frame rate as everyone else once he masters his powers and learns to actually be Spider-Man. And just seeing all of the different strengths and weaknesses of the different Spider-Men and Spider-Women, like, none of them are necessarily better or worse. They're all just different, and it's amazing to see that.
I think we have a big problem on our hands.